Welcome everybody to another episode of Fair Faithful Podcast. I'm Brandon Fernia, joined by me as my special guest, Corey. How are we doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Good, man. Good. Both my co-hosts are supposed to be joining shortly here. They're just a little busy right now, but they'll be here shortly. Today we're gonna go over the 49ers schedule and talk about each game and what we think the Niners are gonna finish the season with, and go from there. But before we hit that, let's go over the formalities real quick. If you haven't yet, hit that like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube page, youtube.com/backslash Forever Faithful Podcast 49. If you haven't yet already, hit that like and subscribe button. Twitter is at FFPod49. Instagram is Forever Faithful Podcast, all the way spelled out. Follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/backslash Forever Faithful Podcast. And follow and like on Facebook, facebook.com/backslash FFPod49. Other than that, let's get this show started. Um, Going into week one, we are playing the Chicago Bears at Chicago in the Windy City. Um, what's your take on it, Corey? What are you thinking? How Trey Lance is going to perform against Justin Fields? The matchup we've been waiting for since last year. How do you think that showdown's going to go down?
I think it's actually a great first week matchup because knowing that we had to go to Chicago, getting them out of the way early before the inclement weather starts up sometime usually in October, November,
Hmm.
it should play to the elements the way we're normally used to playing. Yes, it probably could get cold there at some point. But as you saw last year in the NFC divisional round, cold isn't necessarily a bad thing. Get Trey Lance started. You're going up against another quarterback that was drafted right behind you. The Niners should win this one going away. I think I remember seeing the spread somewhere around 6 or 7 um, earlier after the schedule was released. But I think this is a good kind of game to kind of get his feet wet to start the season.
Okay, okay. I agree totally. It's gonna be, I think, down to the wire type of game. I think because I feel like the Bears did kind of upgrade their team a little bit as well as we did. Trey Lance versus Justin Fields is gonna be really fun to watch. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes off. Um, but moving on to week two, we open up at home against the Seattle Seahawks. Um, our favorite rival, right? Now that they don't have Russell Wilson, how is this game plan out? Because we always tend to have trouble with Seattle no matter what. So, what are your thoughts on that one?
I would say it's been our most favorite rival for probably the last 10 or 15 years. Certainly not our longest rival. That would be the Rams, shortly followed by shortly of Dallas, which the rivalry started in the early 80s.
Mhm.
Um, on paper, we should smash them. Realistically, but going Seattle has had our number as of late. So it's one of those sort of weird games. It's the home opener. Fans are going to be fired up. Um, One of those things that you have to sort of figure out is Drew Lock going to be able to move the ball down the field? Has the offensive line for Seattle improved enough?
Mhm.
I don't remember there being much of a pass rush last year. Did they upgrade enough there? I haven't really thrown enough research on Seattle to really know. But the Niners, again, should win this one by at least a touchdown.
Okay. You see Drew Luck throwing a couple touchdown passes.
I think, I mean, the question I have just for the overall season is can Nick Bosa continue to do what he is doing, and then our second round draft pick there coming in and causing havoc, hopefully on the other side, because I think this guy has all the potential in the world to be able to really cause an offensive line to shake in their boots, metaphorically speaking. So it's just going to be one of those questions that we will hopefully have an answer for sooner than later.
Yeah. So this is my co-host Christian, Corey, Christian, Corey. Um, so basically, we were talking about week 2 matchup against Seattle and what your thoughts are on it. So if you want to chime in on that one with Drew Lock, you're on mute, man.
Technical difficulties
Yeah,
before it even starts.
that's weird.
Uh oh.
Mm-mm. Just real fast. 49ers throwback says I think it's also going to depend on the QB that's always a big factor. Trey Lance will get it done.
I love the optimism.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. You check your mic, Christian, on the settings. But
Amazing. Amazing.
it always happens, man. Something always happens, right?
I couldn't get the cam to work before the
Yeah,
last.
the other day,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe just do it without the microphone.
Can you switch it to the computer mic at all, Christian? Oh, he's left it. So Carcast, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. We're doing well. All right, well, let's go on to week 3. We play against Denver Broncos, over in Denver against Russell Wilson again on Sunday Night Football. So primetime game. Um, Thoughts on that?
That's gonna be, I think, our first real true test. Playing in the altitude, playing in front of America, being nationally televised prime time. Russell Wilson has notoriously owned us in his illustrious career in Seattle. I think he has a lot more weapons now than he may have ever had in Seattle. I think the years with Marshawn perhaps maybe had a little bit more, but a lot of very good receivers over there. Of Cortland Sutton, who I believe is still there, and we'll see what's going on with that whole Jerry Jeudy
Mm-hmm.
issue. Good running backs. That one's a toss up. I think that could be our first loss of the season. Like I said, the altitude can kill opponents coming in, but the Niners notoriously have struggled against mobile quarterbacks, and that's where Justin Fields, who I don't believe has the experience, but I don't know what happened to my cam now.
Oh no, now you're having issues.
Oh
Oh,
no.
this is just a technical difficulty night right now.
But I'll give us our first L of the season.
Okay.
There again, I don't know what ended up happening. Cam, let me try to work something here.
All right.
Um,
Man, just issues after issues after issues tonight, man.
it was working fine last time.
Maybe try. There it goes.
All right, let's see if this works better now. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. So first loss of the season.
I think
2
we're
and
2-1
one.
going into week 4. Yep.
Okay. Okay. You think it's a tight one against Denver?
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to come down to like a game-winning field goal late. I mean, I think we could. I mean, I think we can go in and steal one there late, but I think Denver's a much improved team, especially with Russell Wilson there now. But who knows? I mean, injuries happen, things happen.
Yeah,
We lose most of
exactly.
last year, third play of the season. Year before, Bosa and Garoppolo were both out by week 3. So who knows? But I say we're 2-1 going to week 4.
Okay. I'm gonna have to agree with you as well. I think it comes down to the wire, last minute field goal, like you said. Um, and I think I think it's kind of like a fun offensive game type of deal, to be honest. I don't know.
I
I'm
see
feeling
something like 23-21 or 24-23, something in there, mid
Yeah,
40s. Uh, but I'm curious to see how this offense starts clicking with this new quarterback, with Kyle Shanahan's new toy, if you
hmm
will. Drafted another receiver who we'll see if he gets on the field right away. But assuming that Debo does sign this extension that everyone's talking about now, and getting Ayuk in there earlier in the season than all the controversy last year, add Jawan Jennings, hopefully Danny Gray. You obviously have Kittle and Juszczyk back there, um, and Elijah Mitchell and perhaps Trey Sermon.
Yep, I agree. So moving on to week 4, we play against the LA Rams, Monday Night Football, and we're playing at home, which is a good thing. Um, this is another game where I could see it's a close one as well. Um, I think Trey has maybe like 3 passing touchdowns, and Elijah Mitchell goes for like uh, a little over 100 yards and a touchdown. Um, but I think it's gonna be a back-to-back type of game, and I think we come out with the win with this one.
I like the optimism. Looking at the last 3 seasons, we were 6-0 in the regular season against them.
Hmm
Fluke, maybe not a fluke. I think the Niners have Stafford's number. I think that NFC Championship last year was a little. It wasn't really to the uh, standards. Can't really put a word on it, but I see this. It could go back and forth. I could also see the Niners just making Matthew Stafford incredibly uncomfortable.
hmm
I think this game is going to come down to time of possession. Which team's going to be able to establish the run and keep the opposing defense on the field longer. Um, the question is, how well is this offense going to be able to produce with essentially a rookie quarterback?
Yeah, I agree. I
But I
agree.
see the Niners winning this somewhere around 33-28, 33-27 area. I think we're going to put up points, but I think you're going to see the defense make maybe a pick six or a late fumble or something like that. To field position and time of possession is going to be incredibly crucial uh, for this one.
Yeah. All right, Christian, can you hear us? No? Try and speak.
All right, we got it.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Oh, was it your headphones?
Well, yeah, I don't know what the hell's wrong with my freaking headphones. So I put in my wife's AirPods.
Okay.
Fucking annoying.
So, did your wife's team win?
No,
Ah,
fucking. They call some bullshit ass fucking penalty in a game 7 of fucking overtime and give fucking power play. It's fucking ridiculous.
Fern says, "Hey, Christian." Let me get your thoughts on week 4 against LA Rams,
Uh,
Monday Night Football.
well, we normally tend to beat them in prime time.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, my mind is not on talking football.
It's all good.
I mean, we tend to beat them in prime time. It's really hard. We haven't even got into any training camp, anything yet, so it's really hard to talk the
Yeah,
schedule because I don't know what to think yet.
what to expect. Yeah,
It's kind of a see when it happens kind of thing.
yeah. No, I agree. Um, well, we go on to week 5. We play against Carolina over there. Um, what are your thoughts on against Carolina, Corey?
Carolina is kind of an interesting team right now. Quarterback, and is Christian McCaffrey going to be there? And they're one of my biggest question mark teams this year. I think their defense is still uh, pretty good. It's always that teams on the West Coast flying to the East Coast and playing. I think that game is early. I know we have have to look and see what um, what this looks like. No, that's actually a later game. They actually have
Yeah,
a 105 out here, so that might help a little bit. Um, Niners should win this. Again, on paper, the Niners are a far superior team. Um, but it's going to just be, are you putting 8 in the box, 7, 8 in the box, trying to force, if it's Darnold or, like I said, whoever the quarterback may be going in there. They do have some pretty good weapons there on, with the receivers. But realistically, I think the Panthers kind of blew their wad back in 2019, at least early. And I don't think they've been able to recover since. I mean, Kyle Allen there in week 6 or 7. So once they get their quarterback situation settled and someone who can kind of produce a lot like we were talking about Denver there for week 3, I think they're going to be a much improved team. Watch out for that AFC West this year. I mean, that AFC West is about as deep of a division as you're going to see in the NFL this year.
It's
But I like the Niners going in there and getting to was it 3-1 at that point, 4-1.
mhm.
I think
It's
they're
their
4-1 going into week 6.
it's their turn to get cannibalize each other the way our division
Yeah,
does.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
What,
49ers throwback said, nah, Trey Lance gets better as the season goes. I think 49ers win 28-17.
what do you, so which game do you guys have us losing?
Uh, Denver Broncos week 3.
Fuck out of here. We're not losing the fucking Broncos.
You don't think so?
Just because they got Russ
I
in
think
them and
it's a
shit.
tight one. I think it's a tight one.
I don't know.
It like we said I think we think it'll come down to like a last minute field goal type thing.
I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, we're going to be a lot better in the back end, DB wise
Hmm.
with that. And I don't know. I mean, their offense is still not the
Still up in the
best. Like
air. Yeah.
we should still be able to get to Russ and whatnot.
And also too is another thing is now they have to worry about Jerry Judy with his latest arrest that happened
Mm-hmm.
as well. So who knows
I'd
if
say
he's going
more.
to be on the field.
I'd say more the Rams, but I mean, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if we split with Arizona and St. Louis, and then there's no reason we shouldn't be able to beat Seattle twice.
Yeah, I think we sweep Seattle. I honestly do, to be honest. Especially with
But
Drew Lock
it's,
behind there.
I mean, it's hard to say anything at the same time because we've only seen a couple of games where Lance has actually played. So, and we don't know how the team's going to look this season with a lot of different players. So,
Yeah.
last year we had a lot of guys coming back, so it's kind of easier to kind of make predictions. Now, for me, it's kind of hard to make any kind of predictions right now.
No, it makes sense. I mean, like you said, training camp hasn't even started yet, right? So it's kind of hard to say right now as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Fern says, as long as our offense can score, we can beat the Broncos and win the time of possession. So that's a good valid point right there.
I think there's going to be a lot more big plays in this offense.
Yeah. He also said our secondary and special teams will be better, and second year for D'Amico Ryans will be better.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we're just deeper on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, secondary was the biggest issue last year. Injuries had something to do with it, but they just didn't have the talent.
Mm-hmm.
The draft this year, the undrafted free agents, everything. Optimistically, yes, we should be better. The front seven, I think, is as good as any team in the National Football League, and it's just trying to put as much pressure on the opposing quarterback as possible to be able to just make them uncomfortable, force turnovers, some fumbles in there,
Yeah.
uh, just ball out.
Yeah. And he said also special teams cost us games as well, which I think special teams has definitely improved this offseason. So it's gonna be interesting to see how special teams does during the season, um, especially with our new coach, right? So,
I think we also have two potential return men in Ray McLeod and then possibly Danny Gray.
yep, yep,
Both
yep,
crazy fast. Crazy
yeah,
fast. Sub 4.4s on both.
yeah.
Crazy fast.
What's up, Joey? Um, so moving on to week 6, we're in Atlanta playing the Falcons. It's a 10 o'clock game. Um, I'm not worried. I don't know. I'm not worried about this one. I think we win, of course, because I
It's
mean
Atlanta.
it's Atlanta for crying out loud.
I
So
mean, there's no reason
Not
we
Ryan
shouldn't
anymore.
win
Either.
that game.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think the time is going to be an issue because I think we're going to end up staying somewhere out in Louisiana or somewhere back east, South Carolina. I think they stayed last year. We're going to
mhm,
already be out there for the Carolina game, so I don't think that's going to be much of an issue.
yep,
Atlanta is kind of at the bottom of the barrel, at least in the conference. Uh, this could be a 20 point blowout easy, even on the road.
yeah. I think I agree. And like Foreigner's throwback said, I think Trey progresses his season 2 as well, and we see a whole like better, different kind of style of Trey as well during the season. Um, because I mean it only takes a certain amount of time until the young guy starts getting into rhythm and starts actually like doing really really well. So that'll be interesting to see. Now we go on the back end. I think we have what is it 4 weeks where it's like a kind of hard type of schedule for the Niners. We got Kansas City next. Um, we play them at home. It's a 125 game, so that's nice. Um, but this one I'm up in the air about because it is Kansas City. I don't know. I mean, I know they lost Tyreek Hill, but I mean, it's still Patrick Mahomes.
It's the kind of game you go back to once we kind of get a feel for how this team's going to look.
Yeah,
My best way to put this season, it's really just a really anticipated season. Like it's really exciting, and we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we have good feelings about it. So it's kind of just for me. I know for me, it's going to be just kind of going along with the ride and seeing where this team goes this year with the young quarterback taking over. Um, so, but if Lance kind of is as advertised, this could be a pretty fun game to watch.
hmm
It could go either way. If it ends up being a shoot, like it could even end up in some kind of shootout, which would be pretty exciting.
yeah,
New Orleans 2019 all over again. We also have to put in consideration. I have to see. Start working. Come on here. It's in end of October, so is weather going to be an issue? Do they have snow there yet? Is it going to be 40 degrees or sub 40s? That could obviously play a factor. Um,
For where?
Oh,
in Kansas City, playing them
oh,
on October
we're
23rd. I was just looking at the.
I thought we were
we're
playing him
playing.
at home.
Yeah, we're playing him at them
Oh,
at
is that
home.
at home? That is
Yeah.
a home game. I apologize.
Yeah.
Just one of those days. I'm almost surprised that wasn't a primetime game. I really am not. Rematch of the Super Bowl from a couple years ago. I know teams look a little bit different, but I'm a little surprised that didn't get put into a Sunday night or Monday night game.
Mm-hmm.
I think this show here will probably have a little bit more if we end up doing something closer to like end of July or August. When the preseason's games start up. Like Christian said, we just don't know. It's all speculation. We don't know. Obviously there can be some injuries in training camp and OTAs and things like that. This one I could see as a shootout. I could also see a defensive battle. As silly as that sounds, I think if the Niners can get to Mahomes and just make him uncomfortable, I think at least in the first couple years, I don't think Andy Reid has used Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the way that he should. I think they should implement him more, just because he's such a multifaceted running back. But I think a Trey Lance, Patrick Mahomes matchup here is going to be very intriguing.
Yeah. Christian, have anything else to add on to that?
Not really. I think it'll be should be an exciting game. I think most of these games are going to be exciting. Like, even though we don't know a lot about Trey Lance, he's going to be an exciting player to watch because he's just a freaking freak athlete. So,
yeah, I agree. I'm excited just to see Trey Lance on the field, man.
There's a chance this season could be a fucking roller coaster, but that's kind of it's going to be fun to go along with the ride. I mean, the only thing I'm worried about is people being too harsh on a freaking kid in his first season starting and acting like he's a bust because he struggles at first. And there's a lot of ups and downs. I'm like, with the team we have, yeah, we should make the playoffs, but at the same time, this whole season needs to be taken lightly and kind of just go with the flow. But you kind of know how Niners Twitter is. They start to fucking go psycho and lose their shit over the first little thing, and it's like, just be patient with this team. Like, you never know.
Exactly.
Maybe we do start the season slow, and then we pick up by the time we get to the Chiefs and we get into the tougher schedule. We're starting to get better, and we're starting to. Even if we lost some tough games early, we could beat some really good teams later on. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a roller coaster season where there's a lot of ups and downs, and maybe if that's the case and we squeak into the playoffs, you never know what can happen. But it's kind of just to wait and see what happens. I mean, look what the Bills did with Josh Allen, which is what Lance is compared to. They kind of struggled, and then boom, took off. So we just have to be patient. We just have to be patient and see what happens. I'm just excited for the season to watch these games. I can't wait.
Me too.
I'm trying to talk my wife into going to the Christmas Eve game. That's when I want to go to.
Dude, I want to go to that one too.
That's when I want to come out and go to the game. Like, I want to go to a Christmas Eve game. It'd be badass.
I also really want to go to the Niner Raider game as well on New Year's Day.
That'd be cool.
Right? But so we move on. We play LA Rams again in LA. I mean, let's just talk about like right now. I know, training camp and all that hasn't start yet or anything, but do you guys think the Niners probably split the series between the Rams?
Yeah,
I could see that. But I'm surprised that the schedule makers had both games done before the bye. I thought they were going to spread this out a little bit like they did with Seattle and even Arizona. Something maybe early, maybe week 4 or 5 like they have, and then something down the road, week 14, week 15.
Yeah. It should have been the week 17, 18 game again like it was last year.
Or that.
You can't. The NFL got lucky with the schedule last year, how that went down to the last series to even for the Niners to get into the playoffs. And then those two teams met again in the NFC Championship and it came down to one series.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, like, you put that at the end of the season when it means something.
Yeah, I feel like
schedule wise.
they did this on purpose because of what happened last season. I'm thinking
Why
because
would you do that?
they technically
It's
faced each
ratings.
other 3 times, right? So I don't
Yeah,
know. But I think what do you guys think about where we have our bye week at? I think it's actually a
perfect.
good.
Middle of the season.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say that.
It's
I think
perfect.
it's good right in the middle.
Finally,
It's yeah,
finally.
especially with the teams that we have playing coming up and everything too, right? So
Hmm. I mean,
I think
I think when they finally add another game to the season, which I think is going to come faster than people think, there'll be a second bye week too.
yeah.
You see
uh,
18 games here at some point.
Hmm. Sooner than later. You see how much money that the NFL's racking in right now with all their TV deals and all this stuff. They're going to add another game again and get more money,
yeah. Well,
and then
especially
they'll
with
add another. But
Prime
Is
Video
it
adding in Prime Video like for sure now, you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
It
they're gonna
is, and Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit will be the announcers for him.
yeah
Hmm.
all with all that, and then they'll probably add another bye week because when they do that too. But you never know because I don't know when's the CBA end.
I don't see another bye week even adding another game. I just, you lose another preseason game, it goes down to two.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with it being earlier than later. I think this is going to be kind of a test run here for the first 4 or 5
I don't have a
seasons. I
problem.
don't see it until maybe late 2020 something.
I like
Uh,
the idea though if they have 18 games having a 20-week season with 2 bye weeks.
I think it'd be cool to
The longer the
if
season, the better for us.
I think it'd be cool if they added another expansion team.
I don't see the NFL moving on to more teams. I think they like the 4 divisions: North, South, East, West.
Yeah.
I
They're
like
going to
the way the
expand though.
schedule is created. I just don't necessarily always agree with how the schedule for the Niners comes out every year. But once
So
you get past that bye, it's
yeah.
pretty much Tampa and maybe Miami. We'll see. I'm not sold on Tua. I don't think a lot of you guys are. But you look at the back end of that season. I mean, they should be able to start piling the wins over and over and over again. That front 8 games are kind of where that tough part of the stretch is.
Hmm.
I mean, even coming out of the bye, I think it's what is it?
We play against the Chargers.
Chargers.
No,
That could
that's going to
be
be a
that's going to be
hell's
a tough
freaking
one.
fun game to watch.
That's a prime time game too.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
So
a reason for that. It's two young quarterbacks dueling it. That's going to be fun.
Yep. Yep.
if
That'll
you
be fun to
notice,
watch.
that primetime games are all kind of squished together. You have week 3 and week 4, Sunday night, Monday night, and then you have week 9 and 10, Sunday night, Monday night again, and then
We have one more
one more in Seattle. Was that week
Thursday.
14 or 15 on Thursday, on December 15th, and that's
Yeah.
after Bucks. So home against Tampa, Tom Brady comes home, and then a short week have to fly up to Seattle and deal with them again.
Yeah. So going into the bye week, what's your record, Corey?
Let me take a quick look at this one more time. I might see. I think they're 6-2. I wouldn't be overly disappointed if they're 5-3, but I don't see them any worse than 5-3 going into the bye. Obviously, if there's a catastrophic injury or something like we've had to endure, but you have Chicago, Seattle, Denver, LA Rams, Carolina, Atlanta, Kansas City, and then the Rams again. I could see that Kansas City game coming down the wire. We might end up losing that. I think we could we might lose one of those games against the Rams, and then that Denver game I think is a toss-up. I think all those other games should be wins. So I would say 5-3 or 6-2.
Christian?
I mean, 6-2 sounds about right, but with the just being the NFL, I don't know. I'm gonna go just 4-4. I'm
All
gonna
right.
stay low. I'm gonna expect low and hope for more.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong, but there's some close games that could go our way or could not go our way. So that's why I'm gonna go 4-4 because when you think about it, there's some games we should definitely win, but there's also some games that could go either way. Like we could sweep the Rams again. We could lose both games to the Rams. We should be able to beat the Broncos, but we could lose that game, the Chiefs. So um, it's just we're starting with a game where we should definitely win week one. So I think that should at least give us an idea of how this team is going to be, and then we'll kind of maybe we'll get more of an idea of how the other games might go. But as of now, not knowing, I'd feel better going 4-4 and just hoping that it's better than that.
Okay.
We probably should be able to get 10 wins, so we should be able to get 6 wins in the back end of that.
Yeah. I'm gonna say
easily 6. I'd say easily 6 on the back end. You're looking at 9 games after the bye. Is that correct?
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I think 7 wins is very reasonable. Obviously, the Raiders and the Seattle Commanders, Raiders, and Cardinals after Tampa, and you have the Chargers, which is a home game. Chargers, Cardinals, Saints, Dolphins, and Bucks before that. On paper, the Niners should be somewhere around 12-5. I think it's shooting a little high. I think the win total, I think the prop is somewhere around 9. Is it 10-ish? I think it was around 9.5 or 10. I'd have to go back and look. I think it can definitely go over, but the problem when you're dealing with prop bets, especially betting the overs, is it only takes that one really bad injury that can completely flip-flop that. If they're relatively healthy, if a player might miss a week or two instead of the entire season, I like them at 12-5 this year.
I'm gonna have to agree with you as well. I like them at 12-5 as well. I actually, when the schedule was first released, we're talking about it in the group chat, and I said I think at least 12 wins for the Niners. So that's my take on it. But I mean, going on to the Chargers on Sunday Night Football, you guys think it's gonna be a close game?
I think all these games are going to be close games, to be honest. I think we're going to lose some games we should win and win some games we should probably lose.
Yeah.
It's generally how it comes out, though, right? I mean,
yeah.
The NFL,
yeah, exactly.
There's games that you kind of give away, and then there's other games that you can see.
We're definitely not going to dominate the season this year. I mean, even when Lance plays good and has some really good, sequences, good series, it's going to have some bad ones too.
Yeah, and there was
a report costly.
There was a report too that said that the Niners have the 5th toughest schedule this season. So
throw that out the window. That's all just going by winning percentage from the previous.
Yeah, I know.
They don't have
we got a pretty tough schedule though. We're playing a lot of good teams.
There are, but they tend to be fairly clumped together. I mean, you mentioned everything before the bye, coming out of the bye with the Chargers. Yes, the Chargers always just seem to choke there at some point towards the end of the season. It's not like they're overachieving, but they just underachieved there towards the end. I don't really know why. They have all the weapons in the world, good running game, defense is solid, but something always seems off.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Chargers are very good. I wouldn't sleep on them. Obviously, the Chiefs are still there, and I think the Broncos you're going to see a vast improvement with Denver. Because I think the defense improved as well.
I agree. Like you said, Corey, you're not sold on Tua still. I'm not either. Christian, you're not sold on Tua either, I'm assuming.
I've never liked Tua, not even coming out of Alabama. But I'm going to give McDaniel his opportunity to make Tua not suck, but we'll see.
Yeah. I think it's a W for that for us on that one. I really think so. I'm not gonna lie.
It should be, especially at home, but I'm probably gonna stick with like a 10-7 record, but I can't tell you which ones are really gonna be wins, which is gonna be losses.
Yeah.
But I could see us getting into the second one.
I think it's a for sure L against Tom Brady, to be honest.
Yeah, Tom's going to be really wanting to win that game.
Yeah.
Is he going to have enough on the weapons, and is the defense going to be able to hold up? Because as you saw, the defense took a massive dive from the Super Bowl season to last year. Obviously, with Godwin and everything on the offense, they just something wasn't right with that season last year for Tampa. They play in such a soft division; they should win that going away. We'll see. It's just one of those things. The Saints are kind of a question mark for me. It's like who's the quarterback? What are they doing? Is Jameis back? Are they going to just use Taysom Hill again? Saints are going to probably be on the bottom tier of NFC teams again, but that division is so bad. It's just
Saints are going to be good.
It's not.
I
good.
think
you guys don't give Jameis his props. He's a good quarterback.
I think Jameis is coming back.
They would have went to playoffs and been a really damn good team last season if he didn't get hurt.
I agree. I thought Jameis was actually doing pretty well with New Orleans last year before he got hurt. So
I think they're a team to worry about. I mean, I hate them, but I'm going to give Jameis his props. He's going to make them good.
Yeah. I'm going to have to agree with you, Christian.
They got some weapons on that offense.
They got his back, and I think they pick up another receiver.
They drafted Olave.
Olave, yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So you got Michael Thomas and Olave. You got what's the running back's name?
Alvin Kamara. Yeah, he's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good too.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're pretty good. So.
Yeah,
this is just going to be a really fun. This is going to be a really fun season, just all around for all the teams.
Yeah. I feel like it too. A
lot more parity in the NFL last couple of years.
Yeah, and also too, we still have to see if Jimmy Garoppolo goes to Carolina. Who knows?
He's going to go to the fucking trash can when we cut his ass.
Yeah. He'll be
making fucking Subway commercials.
Yeah, just know he's getting released by July. If they can't get a trade, he'll be done by.
He's going to be their next pregnant man for Calvin Klein.
Question is, why would any team trade for him when they know that the Niners are just going to release him anyway? I mean, if you're a team that's not the Niners, why give up anything if? Maybe they just make a deal thinking maybe there's another team involved that they just want to make sure they get. I don't know. I don't know. So the sooner he's gone, the better. We can stop talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Let me go down to week 15 Thursday Night Football against Seattle. I think we sweep Seattle.
We'll beat the shit out of Seattle.
Yeah. What's going on, Jordan? How's it going? So I think we sweep them. No big deal there. Week 16, we play against the Commanders. I think we whip them too, to be honest. It's the Commanders, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to go to that game so fucking bad. I want to go
That'll be a good one.
Christmas Eve game. It'd be so sick.
Yeah, I agree.
First ever game I ever went to was Christmas Day in '94 against the Houston Oilers. I got to see Warren Moon play.
That's pretty cool. That's the year I was born.
That's awesome.
That was kind of cool. They lost 10-7, but just to get to see Warren Moon and the old Oilers uniforms, which I miss. I wish when Houston came back they would have just taken the Oilers name again, but they decided to go to the original Texans. But yeah, that was the first game I ever went to over at Candlestick. So
that's cool. I went to Candlestick the year before they tore it down. The only game I've ever been to.
I went to
football Kaepernick's debut. 5.5 sacks. Smith. I was at that Monday night game.
Monday night game against the Bears.
Yep. I remember that.
Back for guy who didn't do much of anything.
Was it Cutler? Wasn't it Cutler?
No, it wasn't Cutler.
Campbell.
It was Campbell.
Oh, it was Campbell.
Cutler was
That's
hurt.
right.
Cutler was hurt.
Yeah, I remember that one very well. No, I mean I've been to some good ones and some not so good ones. I was at the home opener last year against Green Bay and was about ready to pull all my hair out because that was a game that they fell behind. They came all the way back and they allow Aaron Rodgers to drive down the field in 3 plays, and for some reason the pass rush just didn't show up that day. That was kind of what I was banking on, and Rodgers just had way too much time to throw.
Because of the corners. The corner. Well, it's not that he had time to throw; it's the corners couldn't cover for shit, and he was getting rid of the ball in 0.5 seconds.
It was just,
you can't really get to him when the ball's out of his hand as soon as it touches his hand.
It was just bad. It's just
or when you throw up a prayer and the refs go, "Okay, we'll throw a flag since you threw it up in the air."
Yeah.
Every time Rodgers threw it up, it was a fucking flag.
We did get revenge on him over in Lambeau in January, so that's okay. We got the last.
I wish we played
against his bitch ass in the playoffs.
And Kaepernick was responsible for 2 of those.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Mostert for one, and the defense for the other.
I wish we played him this year, because I would love to see Trey Lance. I know. I would just love to see Trey Lance beat him in the regular season.
You know how the schedule works out, right? I mean, I can tell you exactly who we play minus 3 games for next year. It's very, very simple. It's a very simple.
We played them like the last 3 years in a row.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But it's just the way it worked out. You play one division in your conference, one division outside of your conference, which is just rotating, and then the 2 divisions in your conference that you don't play, you line up the teams of where you finished in the division compared to them, and one's home, one's away, and then the 17th game, it's the opposing division or opposing conference of the division that you played 2 years prior. So in 2019, we had the AFC North. So 2 years later, we end up getting that same division. We ended up drawing Cincinnati last year. AFC had, for the 17th game, for the first year, last year, AFC teams got the home. We're home. This year, NFC, which also makes us only having 1 home game for the preseason and 2 on the road.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's essentially it in a nutshell. It's very simple. People always think, well, why don't we play the Cowboys every year? Why don't we play the Packers every year? Because it's a rotating thing. So we'll get the Cowboys next year 100% because we will be playing the NFC East. So get ready.
Yeah. I just realized too that the Mexico City game is a Monday Night Football game.
Oh yeah, always is, and we seem to get that. We seem to draw that more often than not. That was if I remember correctly, and I might be wrong on this, but that might have been Steve Young's last game. I want to say was in Mexico as well, where Aeneas Williams hit him and got his last concussion.
Against Carolina?
No, that was against Arizona.
Was it?
It was against Arizona, and I want to go back and look at Steve Young's last game. I want to say that was at the Stadium Azteca as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But it was Aeneas Williams who hit him for his last play in the NFL.
The Niners always get a lot of primetime games every year because we're always good for primetime, even when we suck.
There's actually a game, I forget who's playing in it, but there's actually a game in Germany this year as well. So,
there is? Who plays that one?
I forget when it is and where it is.
Seattle, maybe? Tampa, Jet? I don't know.
Atlanta, maybe, something like that. You go just through the schedule. There's a game in Germany, and I think they still have the 3 games in London as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that they do. Yeah, I mean, shit, it's gonna be an interesting season for sure. I'm excited to see Trey Lance just play finally.
So it's gonna be the Bucks against I don't know who else. I think Seattle.
The Bucks?
Yeah, playing Munich.
This is not what I wanted to.
Let me see. Germany NFL game 2022.
Maybe
it's
not.
the Bucks.
It's Atlanta, maybe?
You know who we know? Stewart.
Just
Yeah,
trying
I
to
mean,
look and see where it's at.
uh,
You know what week it is?
No.
Oh,
it's gonna
we're all wrong.
be.
It's week. No, wait, hold on. That's the wrong. Nope. Sorry.
Where the hell is it?
I'll find it here. Hold on.
So we know it's gonna
I'm
be
pretty
the
sure it's
Bucks,
the
but
Bucks in Seattle.
let's see. 49ers throwback said, I remember I checked and I was right. Week 3 versus Cardinals 99. I was right. Just didn't remember the week. He also said, Corey, you're not scared of the Saints.
Not from what I've seen. No, not
Yeah.
yet. I need to see more. I know Michael Thomas should be back, but no, it doesn't scare me. It is Seattle and Tampa on November 13th. So
I was
Okay,
right.
so
that's right.
Seattle and
Week
Tampa.
10. Yep, on the network at 6:30 Pacific time in Munich. So week 10.
What
That's the Sunday night game for us against the Chargers.
Okay. That'll be good. Let's see. Joey said, Saints, all those weapons just to tackle whoever picks off Winston.
They have weapons, but how's the defense look?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're gonna end here right now, but if you guys haven't yet already, hit that like and subscribe button, turn on your notification bell to get all your 49ers news from For Our Faithful Podcast. Also, go over to our Twitter page, hit that FF Pod 49, hit that follow button. Instagram For Our Faithful Podcast, spell all the way out. And Corey, before we get out of here, you want to go ahead and have people find where you're located at on social media?
Yeah, I put it there on the name, just at Twitter at sport_fanatic10. Any kind of sports that you want: football, baseball, basketball, hockey, golf. Exciting finish today out in McKinney. Any European football, soccer, anything. Australian rules football. They had the collegiate rugby sevens earlier today. I'm just the Twitter handle says it all. I am a fanatic. I follow just about everything. Formula One will be back next week in Spain, and the motocross starts the outdoors on the 28th. So anything that you guys need, just hit me up, DM, or throw on my timeline, and I'll get back to you.
Yes, sir. And I will be back on Wednesday to go over the Warriors versus Mavericks Game 1, Western Conference Final.
At
Game.
Chase.
I'll be preparing a nice, beautiful
At
gift basket for
Chase.
Uncle Adam Silver.
We might
Christian,
have
Christian's a hater.
Way.
Bro, you guys got Uncle Adam in your fucking pocket
Oh,
right now.
stop it. Stop it.
Don't act like you don't.
But go, if you guys
The
haven't
NBA
yet
is trash
already.
right now. The NBA is so bad right now. Uncle Adam's like, I gotta make sure I get the Warriors to the finals because we're fucking shit right now. NHL's making us look like assholes right now.
I don't even
Our
watch
trash
one
ass
NHL game.
freaking shit we're putting out.
But anyways, if you haven't yet, go over to my other podcast channel, Locked In GSW Podcast, and we'll be live on Wednesday night after the game.
How many podcasts do you have here, Brandon? I mean, what?
Just two. Just two. Just two. All right.
No, he's got three. His other podcast is him figuring out what gift basket to put together.
I am freaking sick of it.
By the way, 49ers
this is your Lakers fan right here.
My team
right
is
here.
The old geriatric fucks who you can ask Brandon said aren't going to make the playoffs, are going to suck all season before the season started. So I never expected to not suck. When the Lakers put their team together at the beginning of the season, I told Brandon they were going to suck ass.
As soon as you traded for Westbrook, your season was over.
Yep.
As soon as you traded for Westbrook, it was over. You gave up.
They signed a bunch of past their prime guys.
Of course, because that was all you could afford.
Yeah.
No,
it's because
it was a done deal.
it's because nobody's got any backbone in the front office, and they let LeBron do whatever the fuck he
Trying
wants.
to go after Kawhi Leonard, and LeBron James said, "No, I'd rather have Westbrook like a dummy." I heard that. I heard that one too.
I don't know, but I mean,
Leonard instead of Russell Westbrook, you guys are probably winning the NBA championship this year, 100%. But you go after Westbrook, who has no concept of what team ball is. He wants to do everything himself. Doesn't make his team better in one way,
That's
shape,
true.
or form.
True.
If you go
I
after
knew it wasn't gonna
Kawhi,
work.
you get Kawhi Leonard, Kawhi, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James with the pieces around him, yeah, you have a decent chance. The problem, though, you, Brooklyn, and a bunch of other teams is starting five. Okay, where's your depth? Where's your bench? Guys can't play 48 minutes.
They let LeBron build the team, and it blew up. But they don't have any leadership. There's no leadership in the front office. Like ever since Jerry Buss died,
you would have had some. Kawhi,
we got
leader.
We got the bubble championship, was whatever, but at the same time, like the Lakers died when Jerry Buss died.
There's an asterisk next to that title.
LA can only win when it's 60-game baseball season or 72-game NBA season. So enjoy them.
Yep, exactly. So, anyways,
I could talk about this forever. Brandon, thank you very much for having me again. Let me know if you need more assistance down the road. And we got 3 months until football comes back.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just make sure there's no big injuries and everything, and get ready for it.
Yes, sir. So once again, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't yet. Until next time, go Niners.
Go Niners.